All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cybersecurity India Expert Talk Series. So today uh, we are lucky to have here Saumay Srivastava. I would take an opportunity to introduce him. And first of all, I would like to thank him for joining the session today. So, Soumya is a threat intelligence researcher. He also worked with a lot of law enforcement agencies from 9 different states and central bodies. Also, like he has 2 3 years. Just is the voice like getting repeated, Soumya?
Yeah,
Is it only for
equals there.
okay? Yeah, equals that. Right? I just have to check it something. Okay. Now is it clear? Now is there no echo?
Yeah, better. Yeah,
Okay. The echo has gone, right?
yeah, it's gone. Works.
Okay. So I'll just restart with the introduction. Uh, Saumay Srivastava is a threat intelligence researcher. He has also worked with various law enforcement agencies from 9 different states and centralized bodies, and from 2 to 3 years regarding national cybercrime investigation and open source intelligence. He is also founder of OSINT cyber threat platform that is named as threatcops.com. Guys, please go visit his website threatcops.com and have a look at the wonderful work he does. He has also given training sessions on threat intelligence for CID, that is Crime Investigation Department of Haryana, and also his sessions are being organized by Gurgaon Police, and also he has delivered sessions at the Ministry of Home Affairs and many more central law enforcement agencies and central agencies. He's also featured by Metrico Technologies amongst top 10 OSINT researchers 2020 globally. That's a really good thing and a proud thing for us also. He's also reported numerous data breaches, including on government infrastructure specifically. And one of the famous data breach which he has reported, and a lot of media channels have also recognized the same, was about the Aadhaar data breach of more than 5,000 Indians. And about the same, like he was featured on Aaj Tak, India Today, Business Today, Maharashtra Times, DNA, Krishna Jagran, and a lot of print media and electronic and online media also. He has also helped influencers to safeguard and protect their infrastructures, like companies like BBK Wines Productions, Bharat Pay, Boat Lifestyle, Lenskart, and many more. So you can actually go ahead and check his detailed LinkedIn profile and other things on threatcops.com. So thank you very much, Soumi, for joining us today and enlightening our wonderful audience today. So over to you, Soumi.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you.
Nikhil sir, for the introduction. And as many of our audiences this time, many who are watching and many who will be watching this live are from abroad. So we'll be covering the whole session
It's
completely in
both. Yeah, it's both, like
Yeah,
from India and from outside India also. Yes,
yeah.
and this session also will be recorded and it will be on YouTube also. So whoever has missed it also can.
Cool, cool, cool. Works. So, sir, can you confirm, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible. And if any of the audience is having any questions, they can post it on YouTube chat. We'll post it to Soumya. Okay.
Yeah, works. Thank you, sir. So our today's session is all going to be about the art of open source intelligence, or OSINT. So as sir told you, who am I? I'm a threat intel researcher. I'm founder at the OSINT-based investigation platform Threat Tool. I won't repeat everything again. Sir gave a really good introduction. Disclaimer is that I don't represent any of the law enforcement body or any of the client I work with. This is totally my own opinions. Nor me, nor Nikhil sir or Cybersecure India would be responsible for any misuse. So our today's session is all going to be about open source intelligence. In the very beginning, we'll look into some basics that you may already know, but also I'll tell you some strategies in OSINT. After that, we'll look to the practical aspect of sources of OSINT from where you can gather intelligence or data. Then we'll look in image forensics techniques, and I won't show you the basic exif data part. I will be showing you practical geo OSINT, how you can locate just an image without its properties or any other thing. Then we look into some practical geosync aspects. I'll show you case studies, what I've done before, and I will show you practically, demonstrate you practically one by one, like how I investigated on such cases. Also, in the end, we'll look into an all-in-one OSINT portal that we have created at threatcops.com that will enhance your investigations. It's totally free. We are not getting anything out of it, but it will give you obviously a lot of time and efficiency in your investigations. Okay. So the initial step of any investigation process or any investigation is obtaining information and verifying it. So these are the very basics we are covering. You may already know that, but I will tell you that when we go for obtaining information, first of all, we try to look in the open source on the open domain. So when we look into the open domain and collect some information, then analyze it to convert into intelligence or actionable intelligence, which can be further actionated by any law enforcement agencies or any operating body. So that is simply OSINT. So here, two things you may note: that obtaining information and verifying it. We'll discuss that further. So as you can see here as well, open refers to publicly available sources that are publicly available in the public domain. Obviously, anybody, me and you, can see what's available on the internet. So when we try to analyze that data, gather that data, and get intelligence out of it, that's all we call OSINT. So in OSINT, having a clear strategy and framework is very important. I tell you that because we are searching in a place where there is tons of data. So let's say I'm looking for a person named Akshat Singh on the internet. So that guy, he's not alone, right? If I'm searching anything on the internet, many of the search engines, many of the websites, they're indexing the same person, and I would get lost in the whole cyberspace just for looking for one guy. So here you have to have a clear strategy or a blueprint, and साथ ही you must have a framework or skill set. Basically, skill set to look for the exact particular person you are looking for. So the dark side, we already know that dark side of open source intelligence is that the intelligence or the OSINT we security professionals use to track criminals or to get to criminals or investigate cyber crimes, the same can be also used by hackers or criminals. They plan a total social engineering attack with those information that are available in the public domain. Most of these scams happens when you have updated or uploaded any most of your information like email, phone number, or any such vectors you have uploaded on in the public domain in the past or recently, and they collect such pointers and then send their adversaries to you through that. So OSINT is also used in national security, law enforcement, and business intelligence. I'm going to tell you about that further. So now, who uses OSINT? OSINT is used by cyber professionals like us. Even in most, you'll be surprised to know, like in most of the fields in cybersecurity, OSINT is the very initial step. Like no matter what field it is, bug bounty, VAPT, API testing, any testing, it's like the very first initial step. Anybody should be using OSINT in any way or the other, right? The initial step is always recon. So these are used by us. Also, private investigators who investigate on a particular scam or suspect or a particular person in the open source. Also, let me tell you, OSINT is totally legal because what we do, what we search is totally in the open source. It's just like saying that I'm searching for a wallet in a garden. So the garden is publicly available, right? Point is that we report that to a particular person. So also OSINT has a really vast domain in business intelligence and corporate intelligence too. So it means not only law enforcement, not only just tracking cyber crimes, also investigating about a particular employee in a company, background, running background checks, plus investigating about competitors, what they're doing, what they are up to, totally in the open source legally, is also aspect of OSINT. Now, Let's move ahead. So there's a small really cycle. I won't go in depth in that because it's sort of theory. We'll look in later in the session about the practical aspect. So you can see requirements are strategy and planning. Then we collect the data, then we process it, then we analyze it, then we evaluate. So this is kind of a blueprint or a strategy thing that you can remember. So same goes for here. Basically, in open source intelligence or OSINT, there are two main aspect parts, or we divide it into two of these things. Number one, gathering the data or gathering the pointers. Number two, analyzing it. So gathering data is all about gathering data in the open source. So data gathering can be done with a lot of ways. So in India specifically, if I tell you, OSINT is a very premature field. So if you talk about threat intelligence, dark web monitoring, brand protection, so it is more varied. But talking about OSINT, everybody has marketed OSINT as OSINT tools. So many of the people, or most of the people, they think that if a person is in this domain, he must be just using tools and gathering data out of it. But that is not true. Tools are just a secondary source of information or just a source of gathering data. Sometimes I'll also show you in the very end, like how we investigators, we also create our own scripts, our own tools to just save time and enhance our investigations. You must know the crawling mechanism behind a tool to gather data. So you can do that yourself as well. Any tool can go down in 2 or 3 days. Not every tool will be available for you for lifetime, right? Same goes for here. Data gathering can be done in many ways. Maybe you can find the same data set by a manual investigation doc or a Shodan doc that you are finding with a tool. So second part is data analysis. So what is data analysis? It is very easy. Data analysis is not easy, as easy as it may look, but it's like it is connecting dots. It's connecting dots. It's making sure that every intelligence pointers are at their place and then coming to a decision. So it is easy is not a word for this because it may get complex. So even in my initial days, what I used to do, I used to take decisions very fast, very swiftly. So what happens was I used to investigate for a particular client or a body or investigate on my own. And sometimes everything pointed to a particular direction. So I used to believe that. Let's say everything is pointing toward Pakistan. That person's mostly all footprints are pointing toward Pakistan. So I would take a very swift call about that person that he's from Pakistan. But it's not the case. So that's what I said in the very beginning. You have to obtain the information and then verify it. So many of the times the data can be tampered in the open source as well, and also many of the times something pointing at some point can be also tempered, and that can be something else, right? So you have to be very concrete and very decisive in this field of analyzing data. So now OSINT, how it can help us? It can help us by locating digital footprints artifacts. It's like a digital presence of a particular guy, what that guy is doing online, which communities he is following, mostly what all is his online presence, is digital footprints. So we locate that. Performing digital investigations or attributions, collecting sensitive data, and these are some of the fields that also require OSINT: incident response, damage remediation, threat intelligence, brand protection. You can read that. So, social media is a really great hotspot for OSINT investigators or anybody who is looking for footprints. Just because on social media, as you may know, like when we don't used to have these such fields, everybody used to just stalk each other on social media and think they have investigated or done a lot in open source. So nowadays people are really smart. They don't post many things. Like some people they do, no doubt, but still they don't add location in their photos. They don't post many of such things, that where they are from, and maybe not don't post things in bio. They have kept their account private. So I'll also tell you how you can just gather footprints on the basis of only followers and followings, or if a person is has a private account, how you can get into his account and then gather intelligence. Number one thing in this field is start with what you have. That means you must have any or the other prior details of the person you are looking for. So let's say you are having his phone number, his email ID, his social media account, maybe just his name, even just having his name or username, and having a little past history about himself, that what all he have done, or any of his interest and anything like that. You can start any OSINT investigation and get towards his address or get towards his other footprints. So what do we look for? As you can see, we look for usernames, social media accounts, IP addresses, geolocations, images, phone numbers, leaked documents, credentials. So all these are the different IOCs or different indicators of compromise or pointers that we look for in any investigation. So these days, as you may know, many data breaches happen. So as an investigator, I try to link every single of my investigation with data breaches. I try to look for that particular person's data breach and try to get that. Also, just looking by his old password or maybe his phone number in a data breach can also help me a lot in connecting to all the dots later on, right? Now, basically in OSINT, there are two main types, and these two main types are the very most important. So they are very easy. That passive collection is nothing but me sitting at my home at my work desk and searching for a particular target. It's like I'm just sitting here and searching for a particular target, and he is not aware of that. I'm just looking in the open source about his footprints and connecting dots, gathering data and analyzing. That's it. But in the active collection, here I am indirectly or directly interacting with my target. That means, let's say I've called my target saying hey, I'm calling from Airtel, or hey, I'm calling from Idea. Like I'm pretending to be his ISP. And then I'm saying that hi, is this your address? Is this your phone number? Can you please tell me your email? So just like that, I am trying to figure out his some of his information pointers by interacting with him. No matter I choose my own account or I create a SOC for that, like I say I'm calling from Airtel or Idea. But point is, in active collection, we interact with the target. Now, so sources of OSINT, like all these theory factors, all these things we just talked about, what are the sources behind it? From where we can gather data, or from where we can gather information in the open source? So as it is very clear that just by directly searching on Google, Yandex, or any such search engine, we couldn't find any data. We can't find any data pointers about a particular person, right? If I'm searching for a guy named Akshat, there are lakhs of guys named Akshat, and internet is indexing that, right? Search engine is indexing that. So how do I look for a particular Akshat saying that I've studied in a particular university, or let's say a particular city? So in that case, search engines, they have some advanced search operators or some queries that we call docs. So let's say docs are nothing but filtering your query on a search engine. Just like that, if I'm viewing a search engine, I'm using any search engine, I can use some certain doc queries or some certain filters, which could lead me to the exact person I'm looking for, if his data is publicly available or not. So search engines are that. We use many search engines for many other things. It's like Google is not that good in case of image processing or reverse image lookup. We use Yandex for that, or Bing for that, or many such like Thin Eyes, Pim Eyes, many such search engines or tools for that. But talking about websites, so website is a very really great pointer. Let's say somebody is in a company. Sorry. Let's say somebody is in a company, and his company has uploaded some of his details on online on their website. So that is a really great pointer. Let's say somebody is studying in a college and he have won something or some competition, or let's say his college have featured himself on a website on their particular platform. Then also websites are a really great platform. Also, many of the times what happens is, some websites, they don't have configured policies. They have misconfigured policies. They have some let's say some checkpoints not checked. So due to the weak policies in security, what happens is, when you go on that website, or when anybody goes on that website and they try to enter any credentials, let's say email, phone number, or let's say upload their Aadhaar, upload some of their documents, what happens is, due to the less secured website, these search engines, some of the search engines, they capture or index their data. So it's like the data is in the data set, in the database only of the website, but still, as you have chosen Google to visit the website and enter the data there, so Google is also indexing those pointers. So websites are such a great source. Now talking about social media. So let's say that, as I just told you, in social media, there are a lot of different things happening these days. So let's say, we're not going to talk about the basic thing like the hashtag analysis or something like that. I'll try to cover that. Let's say if somebody has a private account, he don't have any much details on his bio. Also, I want to get into his account. So what I'll do is, let's assume that particular person is from Delhi University. What I'll do is, I'll create a SOC account. What is SOC? SOC is a random fake account, let's say sock puppet we call it. So I'll create an account, that would be appealing to him. After that, I'll increase its followers. After increasing its followers, what I'll try to do is I'll try to connect with some of his friends. Let's say I have done my background check, I have done some of the other pointers in the open source looking, I know some of his friends or his friends profile. What I'll do is I'll try to send request to him or follow him, try to chat to him, just because after that, when I will send my target the request, it will show the target that I am connected to is 2 or 3 friends. After that, let's say I already know by some background check that particular person is from Delhi University. So I'll also add in my SOC account, I'll also add in the bio that I am from DU, this college. So that will be more appealing to him, right? If I'll just send him request with a very fake SOC puppet account or very effortless SOC account, he won't accept the request, right? But if I make a really great SOC account, then send him the request, he'll get in. He will accept that, and I'll be into his account. After that, what are the sources in social media? So let's say if that particular person have not even uploaded a photo, only not also not uploaded any highlight or any such bio, by just looking at his followers and following, I can predict a lot. Let's say he has followed the official page of his university, or he is member of any particular club, or not even that. Let's say he most of his friends in his following are from a particular university. So I can assume that this guy is from this university. I can just assume that, and after that search and verify that information is true or not. So it's a hit and trial case. You always have to verify what you have got in the open source and analyze it. So no other tool is that automated that can give you whole one charted result that this is that, this is that. No, there are always false positives, and many of such tools, they are only capable to get the data pointers. To analyze it, we need to apply human intelligence or human. So now we come to third party resources and websites. So these are nothing but tools or some set of resources that can be helpful to find any particular data or gather any data point. So what particularly websites or resources do? They are nothing but a source of information. Like you will go to the you will go to the website, you will enter a particular username or let's say email, and it will find all the data pointers in the open source and give you a result. What's the wrong thing about such things are that because they are not always very active, or let's say a tool is working for a week or let's say a month, but there's no guarantee it will work forever. So it's like you must know how to research or how to find alternative options or alternative tools. You must know how to understand the crawling mechanism of a tool. I always recommend this to students and many of my friends as well, that just go ahead, if it's a GitHub script, let's say, just go ahead and try to watch the code. Try to learn, just if you're not into even programming, just try to see which API it is using or what exactly is the crawling mechanism. Maybe in the backend it may be using Google Docs. Maybe you can find the same exact result the tool is providing with some third party alternative, or just manual investigation tactics like just typing some Shodan docs or GitHub docs. So these are the pointers in tools. So I just talked about search engines. As you can see here, these are different types of search engines: Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, Yandex, Baidu. Every search engine has its own searching mechanism. So the purpose of listing such search engines is that many of the times, I just talked about Google Docs. Many of the times, a person is only dependent on Google. If Google is giving some result, or Google is giving us some results on the basis of our docs, this is the only result we have on the internet. But that's not true. We have many such other search engines which have a different searching mechanism and AI. So if we try to use their separate docs, you may get a better result. You may get something else. So I always tell that about open source intelligence is that. So I compare it to digital forensics. As you may know, in digital forensics, if you are investigating on a particular pen drive or HSD or any such external storage drive, so the maximum limit is its storage. Let's say it's 1 TB or 10 GB or 100 GB. So I can only find data until 100 GB, right? But in open source intelligence, everything is very vast. Everything is available on the internet. Everything is in tons. The same information I'm indexing here in Delhi can be indexed by anybody in the Pakistan or let's say Russia. So it is very vast category. I can research on any target or any particular person living abroad, right? I can also find his digital footprints and find a report out of it. So here you always need to have alternative options. So as you can see, it's a very basic Google Doc query. So I just told you Google Docs are just for the beginners. Google Docs are nothing but advanced search operators, some operators on Google where you just filter out your query. So what here this guy has done is he have filled a confidential. You need a file name confidential. File type should be XLS, and yani ki extension should be XLS, and he wants to filter the site from gov domain. So this is the simple query he has asked Google to tell us, and Google have resulted in some of these options. We'll look in the practical aspect of it now. So let's go to the browser and see what wall we can do, right? So let's directly go to Google. So the very basic and easy example I try to show you is with my name. So my name is Saumay, right? Saumay Srivastava. So as my profile is a bit high, it is showing me things in the very first page. But if you will try to search for anybody, any person, you won't get his profile in one go, right? And even just for demonstration purpose, just go go down and you will see how it is filtering data. So let's say I search for Saumay. So why it is showing me result of SAU and space MAY, right? And also Saumya Singh. Let's say let's go to different pages. Now every result is of Saumya Singh. My name is not Saumya. My name is Saumya, right? MAY. Why it is showing me result of Saumya? See, MYA. So you will, if you go to more results, you will see you are filtering, you are getting different variety of results. Same goes for any single person you are looking for on web, online. Some of the some of the person's names and many of these artifacts, they are very exact or case sensitive. So we need to define that query. So let's say just by putting a very basic query or basic operator, I'll just put double quotes here. And now when I will search for the particular person, it is showing the exact name I'm looking for. Let's say Saumya hi hai, right? It is SAUMAY, SAUMAY, SAUMAY. So now it have only displayed the results which I'm looking for. So it's a very basic example. So let's say I know that this particular guy has completed his graduation from a particular university. So I'll just type that here, right? Saumay Srivastava can be a lot, right? It is not certain that Saumay is only in Jain. He can be in any MIT University or IIT, anywhere else. But I've just put Jain University after that. I know that this guy is from Jain University. So now it is only giving me results of Jain University, as you can see, right? So same, if I have some or the other pointers in about the particular person, I can filter his data. So let's say I want to see all the data available about this person on Twitter. So I'll simply enter site colon Twitter. Now there is every result from Twitter. So as you can see, most of my tweets and many of the tweets where I have been tagged on, many of persons, they have reposted my tweets. So it is here, right? This is a challenge I did. I'll also show you that here Multicode Technologies have reposted some of things I posted. So these are the pointers you can find. So let's say a very basic example how a threat actor or hacker uses such things to find sensitive data about you. So let's say what I'll type here, it's a very basic trick. Like in 2017, we used to do it a lot because many of our government websites weren't secured. And even these days, even till now, they don't realize that many of the data pointers are available publicly. So I'm not here demonstrating any, like I'm not penetrating any website, or I'm not finding any vulnerability here. I'm just indexing all the data that is available to me as a general open source viewer. So let's say I have just type here. So for our audience from abroad, this is a line that we have on identification documents that we use here in India as Aadhars. So on Aadhaar, it is very easy to like this particular caption or quote is written on our identity documents which we issue in India. So I'll just filter this out and I'll type file type PDF. So as you can see here, there's only one website filtering them. Now what we can do is we can also put the sites in government. So as you can see, there is not much data. What I'll try to do is I'll try to simply change my query. So it's still not arriving. What I'll do is I'll again do the same. Next time what I'll do is I'll try to put that in insights. So let's say file type. So right now only this website is coming here, but back then there were many such websites where many such government websites which were not configured properly, right? So what we used to do is we used to filter that out to gather sensitive information. So I'll try to show you if anything else that can be possible right now.
You are on mute. You are not able to hear. No, you don't.
Hello.
For me, yeah. Now you're audible.
So I was on mute from like just now, or
Just now.
okay. So yeah, what I was just saying was that in these queries, let's say what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to filter these two particular usernames and trying to search for a file type in PDF. I'm looking for PDF files on different websites that are maybe sensitively not sensitively important for me, with the two keywords that password and username should be in that. So there are many such, as you can see, employee code, family name, opening the username, ID, password. So let's see. I have a total data set of this particular website here in front of me. I have their passwords, usernames, employee code, family member ID. So these factors in when we search for open source, maybe it's a website generated password, but still, if it is working, and I can check that later on. So, and also let me just show you that it is not publicly available, or let's say they have not decided to upload such database in the public platform. So the way for that is, let's say I try to remove that particular file from here and try to visit the upload section. As you can see, the requested page was not found because the upload section can only be viewed by the website administrator or the person who is responsible for the website, right? But if I just try to enter this, so it's a simple misconfigured policy of this particular website that its passwords and some usernames, NIT website, you see. So many of such websites, they have such issues. So as you can see, there are many results. So the same goes for what we used to do in Aadhaar. Mera Aadhaar, Meri Pehchan. I'll try again. So it's still not there, I think. Maybe if they have patched those sources, or I'm searching for a different name. So that's what we used to do, and it used to give a lot of results, right? Mera Aadhaar, Meri Pehchan, the spelling is also right. So we do such things, we do such operators, we just try to filter out things, and it gives us result. So as we investigators, we just need footprints, right? So these types of docs are very important. So let's say it was Google, right? But let's take an example of Yandex. So in Yandex too, there are many different platforms. So let's say Yandex, I'll try to show the same doc query I put, right? The beauty of Yandex is that it also filters out Telegram links. So let me tell you, even if you will try to search anything with a doc in Yandex, it will also give you in-depth Telegram links. So it's like if something is being used in Telegram, it also filters that. Google doesn't. So that's why we need to have variety of browsers. So as you can see, the both of the results, they are different, right? If I'll just show you the when I searched about my name. See, so it's showing me LinkedIn above, and maybe many of the pointers Google is showing me. Yandex can show me a lot. So let's say this is some news and something about me. So every search engine have a different searching mechanism and query. So you have to play with such docs, right? You have to play with every such thing and then decide what you should do. So these are the list of docs you may screenshot if you are a beginner, or if you have been using that, I would give you a really good tip. So don't use all of these docs one by one. Try to play with it and create your own query. So that means create your own command on the search engine and try to search it. Refine your searches. So even there's a really great platform on ExploitDB. So it's by Google Hacking Database, ExploitDB. So here you have many of such docs that people post. Even I used to post a lot in this. I had a really great rank as well. So as you can see, here are different types of docs that are uploaded by users. So just by using that particular doc, let's say I copy this, and after that I'll go to Google and try this doc. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for sites where /admin login is available. So let's say here, admin login, I found the BED college here. So it's an admin login page. I can brute force here, or I can find vulnerabilities here. The point is, such docs are really important, whether you are doing bug bounty, whether you are looking for a person. So that's what I would recommend you if you are still using docs and figuring out how to use them well. So now talking about some certain tools, as I just told you that using any particular set of tools or depending on them is not the solution here. So what in many of the freshers who are starting in this field, what they do is they just try to purchase some tools, or let's say try to depend on these tools that here we have some tools and just we are gathering intelligence or gathering data sets out of it. So that's not going to work. You may need your investigation tactic. You may need a particular simple query. Like, you must know how the tool is working from the backend. If you know that, you are on a different level of investigations. I've been in the both sides, right? I've been a tool guy also. I've been also the different side where I've learned some of the basic logics in Python, and after that try to modify a script to myself. Like, let's say if something is giving me better results with an extra query, why don't add it? So we in OSINT, if you are into Python or you know Python even a bit, even some logics, it's a very great option for you. So talking about tools, also one more thing, like I just said, a tool is up for a month, it can be down in 3 days. You must know how to research for alternatives. And this is what this field is all about. You must be searching in depth, searching in detail, and searching everything that can be found in the open source. So you must look for alternatives. So these are some examples. People search in OSINT. See what happens in Indian database, I must tell you, is that most of these tools, they don't index Indian database. So let's say if you will search on WebMe or PQ about a person in India, let's say Akshat Singh, so it may not give you that concrete result. That is what I'm saying, ki not all tools are oriented in that way that Indian citizens or Indian users can look for it. So as same goes, there are many start.me repos where in Russia you have different set of tools, in Europe you have different set of tools. So in what headcops also, what we have done is we have put mostly all the tools which can index in Indian data. So every country, every different country have their own set of tools or set of requirements, as you may know. So the basic thing is that you will enter a particular name and you will get a result out of it. In usernames also, there are some set of these are some set of great tools. What they do is that you just have to put the username and they'll crawl in different platform. This was created by OSINT Curious, Mika Hoffman, a really great what to say, I aspire to be like him. It's like my idol. So it's like this was created by his team, is himself. You can just enter any username and it will crawl to different social media platforms and tell you that that particular person is available on the social media platform or not. As you can see, it resulted two of my profiles, of one of Bugscloud and one from Instagram. Now in fake news detection, there are some sources or some things we do. So what happens here is in fake news detection, generally these are the things that are needed by journalists or not journalists. Also from LEA perspective, sometimes you need to verify a particular fake news, but not every tool is concrete, right? They're using a very slight use of AI here. What happens is when you are putting any image in that, let's say there's a tool InVid we verify. So here you will put up image in that, and it will try to predict on the basis of recent news articles, some of the articles in PQ and other platforms, and it will try to predict if that particular post is fake or not. So just what I talked about just now. As you can see, it is a location prediction tool, what they call is, but it is not accurate. Just try it out, you will figure it out yourself. It just define your results on the basis of data sets given in the backend of this tool, and it is not very, it only gives you results of the locations that are very known or very popular. So also later in this presentation we'll look in geolocation practical, where we will manually investigate a particular image, not one. We'll try to cover 3 case studies as per time. So let's say this object identification. So sometimes such tools or such websites are useful. I'll tell you how. So what happens is if I am researching on a particular target, which who is from, let's say, Russia, and a particular vehicle or particular thing that operates in Russia doesn't operate in India, right? So I don't know about that. I'm from India. I'm sitting here. I don't know about what's culture in Russia and what's not. So many of the times such tools are helpful to recognize images. So let's say here's a dump truck, right? So I've just put that image here, and he have told me the exact name, what they call that dump truck. So just an example. Same goes for face detection tools. This is a fake profile that was created with my friends. One of my friends, Lakshit Verma, he was being harassed by this particular fake profile. So let's say you'll just put that profile here, and after that, you can see it. It is telling you some of the things like how feminine is it, how masculine is it. So it is just a basic use of AI and some tools that can be helpful many times. In email investigations, there are different types of investigations and different types of let's say different types of tools which can help you in that. So there are tools like email reputation, hunter, Volnabird. So there you can what do simply just go ahead and enter the domain name. Let's say I want to get the all the emails from a particular domain. I want to get the emails from let's say tesla.com. So what it will do is it will crawl and give me all the different employee names and predict their emails. So most of them, they are right. So you can even use and check such tools as well. So talking about phone numbers in India, there are very limited options available. So in India, if I tell you about just using a basic Google Doc query can also sometimes give you results just on the basis of how how much that particular person is exposed on the internet. So same goes for there are some tools like NumVerify, Icon, Truecaller, which can sometimes help you to locate some basic digital footprints. But in law enforcement, we have some of the better tools that are only available to governments or investigators parallelly, so they can get a better look in terms of data. So now we have came to the reverse image topic. So reverse image lookup is nothing but locating an image and trying to put that to a search engine and trying to locate who the person is. So it is also not very accurate. That is why it is like in front of you, everything is in front of you, that how you cannot be only depend on tools and not use your basic common sense or maybe sometimes a in-depth intelligence. So as you can see, there are many different options: Yandex, Bing, Google, reverse image search, Tinize, Pimize. So Pimize is preferably the best. You can pay it's 2,500 around the price, and it covers a lot of images that we search for. But we'll cover that further. So in IP domains as well, there are certain queries, certain tools which can lead to information about a particular domain. So let's say I want to get the historical domain of the particular person. I want to know what all IPs you have used in the past, or what was the core IP, or what was the first IP which was used in that particular domain. So these are some of the tools that in bug bounty also many of our friends they use that. And even in open source intelligence, sometimes we have to look in about a scam domain or scam app. Sometimes these things they are really confined. So practical, now we have came to practical of the image forensic section. So let's cover up with the very basic. What is EXIF data? So EXIF data is nothing but the properties of a particular image. Properties as in from where it has been taken, or the date where it has been taken, which camera it was used, or if geo coordinates are attached, or it is only limited to the images that contains EXIF data. These days, all the social media platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you will upload any of the image, your EXIF data will be filtered out or compressed. So what happens is there you can't find any EXIF data. But if you send an image with a document format in WhatsApp, then you can have the EXIF data. Or when you upload an image on a website that doesn't compress the EXIF data, then you have the EXIF data only. So let's say we don't have EXIF data. I don't know what EXIF data is. Let's say an image is uploaded on a social media platform, and I want to investigate on that. So let's say, so first of all, let's cover the basic example. So these are the different examples from where you can find that. So now let's assume a situation when you don't have a particular EXIF data of an image, and the image is totally filtered out, and you found the image on a social media platform. Now you need to find information or find from where the image is taken. So this is a very great example of Heath Adams. You can even get that in TCM Security Open Source Intelligence course. This is a very relevant example. That's why I put in here. After that, I also show you some queries or some investigations that I've done by my own on investigating. But for the basic, for the very basic part, this example is very good. So let's say just look at this image and tell me, like, try to figure out yourself what all you can see. So as I don't have currently this image on my desktop, I cannot zoom. But what I can see is that these two guys. So let's not run very fast. Let's say first, let's just search that on Yandex. So I just told you there are some search engines that are really good in indexing images. So after we do a reverse image lookup on Yandex, as you can see, it is filtering me different results, the results which are not very useful for me. As you can see that most of these people, they are different, and I'm not getting what I'm looking for, right? But what if we brush the tool, we use some AI based tools and remove these persons out of the image? As you can see, I've used a particular tool, and after that, the image is more better. I can see the background very clearly. So let's just go ahead and view the image, even not using any AI tool. Sorry. So let's see. So what you can see here, right? First of all, these guys, they are sitting somewhere behind a garden. The number one thing what I can notice. Second, that in the right, they have a building where they have three US flags. Okay, three US flags. In maybe besides it, it may be 4 or 5 US flags. So what I can assume that it's a parliamentary building or a government building. US flags, assuming that it is from US or somewhere else, right? After that, what I can see is this is a building, right? If you will zoom here, if you will try to look and zoom here, this is cross. Cross means it's a church. So what we can assume is that a church in front of a garden where these guys are sitting, and in the right there is a building which is a government building, and in the background I can see some people sitting and gathering around. So it is most probably a church near a government building in US somewhere. So this is all the pointers I have collected till now, and I can show that further. But after that, what I can do is I can also enhance this image. So as I just told you, after the normal reverse image lookup, it didn't work. So let's say just remove this particular image. I've used clip.co. So we have many of such tools on our websites as well. So let's say I'll go to my website, threatcops.com. So here you can find a lot of variety of different tools in terms of open source in OSINT. As you can see here, I'll just go to unblur and clear images. So there are many different options. You can remove a watermark for an image. You can deblur an image. Let's say you got a number plate, you can and it's blurred. You can even clear that. So let's say I go to object remover, and after that, the website opens. I'll choose an image, and after that, I'll try to clear these guides out. So it gives a lot of good results. So it doesn't do any magic. It just try to filter the background and make colors up and right. After that, in Yandex, as I have seen, now when I will search with Yandex, as you can see, I've just cropped this particular image over, and now you can see I have got the result name Trinity Church, which is in Boston. Now what I can do, I can simply I can simply go to Google Earth. I'll simply Google Earth, go to Google Earth, and then I will Google Earth. It's Google Earth Pro. What I'll do is I'll search for Trinity Church, and this church is in Boston, right? So I'll go to Trinity Church, Boston, and wait for Google to just show me where that particular place is. No, it wasn't in Boston. I think it's in Broadway. So that is what I'm saying. A tool cannot, as I have done it before. I know it's in Broadway, but as you can see, even Yandex results in. So that means Trinity Church is not only one, right? It is in Boston also. It is in Broadway also. You have to manually look in which church we are looking for, right? This particular image, this can be also located in many places. So let's say I'll search the Broadway one, which is in New York. So I think here is the Broadway one. Yes, here is the church. What I'll do is I'll just simply open the street map option, and first I'll try to view that clearly. And after that, I'll simply click the street view option and try to stand here. As you can see, I'm somewhere near the building. So the total, my only point is that you can manually now go to different places and locate the exact church, the exact location where it was. So here's a very quick and easy and very basic example maybe of how you can use some certain AI based tools and also some certain techniques to locate an image. So also I've done some case studies in the very past. There's a case study that came from a Twitter account that this particular person on Instagram, they sent a nice video and they're asking from where this location is from. So what I did, it was a 31-second video. As you can see, it was a drone footage, right? So what I did, I basically extracted frames out of it. So after extracting frames out of it, it's like always a video is a form of frames running very fast, right? So I extracted frames out of it and I extracted the IOCs. So let's say these are some of the IOCs I extracted. So I found a truck where something was written S12 and here something was written. So on a particular frame, I took a screenshot here and after that I used the AI based tool and cleared it. And I can see it's something like for shit 117, something like that. And it is 512 or S12, right? These are the two predictions or three predictions I can find here. So I've done it around 6 or 7 months ago, but I must have that on LinkedIn as well. This is a different laptop, so I'll not be able to show that, but I think I've done it. Yeah, so here it is. So this is the whole write-up I basically wrote on LinkedIn, that how I use this particular set of tool to gather the different frames of that particular video. And after that, I found some vehicle at this particular timeline and this boat. And after a while, I found that this Porsche, see, this was the exact name, Porsche E512. So Porsche E512 was a truck which was which were here. So it was a dump truck. So what I found was I viewed a garage sale. So in it was somewhere in Europe, I guess, if I'm remembering correctly. So in Europe there was a garage sale, a warehouse sale where Porsche 512 was on sale. So from there I got that this must be from somewhere else. So see, it's in Germany, okay. As you can see, guys, where is that? So it is Porsche 511. So warehouse sale web page, GDR combustor. The total name was GDR combine harvester Porsche E512. So me sitting at my home at my house, I don't know about these vehicles, right? I researched that and I found that. So after a while, then finally I I was able to find the coordinates, and I also reported that on Twitter, and they appreciated me and things like that. Or everything is evidently available on my LinkedIn post. You can just go ahead and check the Twitter profile. They have acknowledged me. So this was one of the case studies. Also, I did a case study recently on Pakistan. Also, yeah, see, here I've done a case study on the pigeon. So it went really well, as you can see. So this was a total image of a pigeon. So what our task was to locate from where this image is from. So number one thing what I can notice is that it is sitting on a pillar where there is a graffiti. So this is graffiti. I am not in Germany, or I am not in. I'm obviously not interested in graffiti. To have, how may I know that? So what I did was I took different screenshots in different angles about of this graffiti. So as you can see, it is very hard to figure out which language is this. But still, I mean, I still remember the green or the red graffiti. Some one of these they helped me. I changed the angle and put that in Yandex. It helped me that it was somewhere in Germany. It was German, right? I've even written that here. I must remember. See, it's called urban tags, and the language is German. Yeah. So we have. So I've done the same. I've done removed the pigeon using a certain AI tool. After that, I will. What I've done is I've investigated on the background. So this particular set of image. So sometimes even these buildings, such marvels, as you can see, the marble here or the marble here, this can be also a great point of indication if you are searching for any single building or any single place. So even I investigated on the marble, that didn't give me much results, but I still have written that. After that, couple of findings I was to, I found that the pigeon is here. So as you can see, they have also given me acknowledgement for my findings. I found that challenge. Reported that challenge very swiftly. So let's just open the Twitter, and here it is. Well done, such details are very important. So it was of 2022 August 18. So yeah, the pigeon is at this menace bridge, to be very precise, sitting at the ninth pillar with graffiti in the background is this particular place name. So such challenges can really enhance your OSINT investigation skills. So as you can see, I've even done something recently. Not recently, like, I guess I've done, yeah. So this was something they uploaded a picture. It was a real live case studies, but not a challenge. So they uploaded this on link, basically Twitter, I mean. So on Twitter, they uploaded that there's some water crisis in the particular area, and they have sent the water, or to say, such cartridges, right? They have to be refilled again. So as you can see, or I've marked all these pointers that helped me to locate this place. So as you can see that this particular, what to say, this particular container, as you can see that it has written something engraved. So I zoomed that, I took a screenshot, and I tried to basically clear that out, but still it wasn't editable. So I used a particular set of tool to recognize the image. So even Yandex has this option. In Yandex, you can use image translation, text from photos from English and other languages. So you can just go here and put an image, and it will try to figure out just by using some basic AI mechanics about that particular image. So as you can see, I located that finally in the very end. Also, this logo, I remember this logo was from some school, some particular school, and I guess it was on it was on Balochistan. It must be written here somewhere. Yeah, it's from Usta Muhammad, which is in Balochistan, right? So it was something. Then I figured out this was these water supply were coming from a government degree college, Usta Muhammad, which was located in Balochistan, and this place was exactly located here. So I reported to the authorities on the Twitter account, tagging different authorities in Pakistan and telling that this particular area is basically they need water supply, and you can send that. So these are some things I do parallelly when I'm free, and that's it for all. So as you can see, so now just ending up our session with some all-in-one OSINT portal, that is our website that we have created for you. It's totally free, and I'll just quickly open the website and show you what we have done here. So as you can see, here's the website threatcops.com. What exactly here we have done is we have compiled different set of tools that are helpful in open source intelligence as an investigator or as a researcher. If you need some set of tools that index Indian data or maybe data across globe and different good resources that are working, we have indexed in the same platform. So let's say if you search for a username and you find something, and then you directly want to search for an email, you have simply option here. You will just go and we have used layman terms. So as you can see, user to bio or username to social media or deep user analysis. So it's like we have used different such layman terms that you may not get confused. Even in law enforcements, mostly police authorities, they are not very aware of the website that are available or that are working on different platforms. But what we have done is we have used layman keyword, layman terms so that they can easily go ahead and just search with basic layman usernames. So there are many different options. If you are a bug bounty hunter, we have many different docs. We have IP domain tools where you can search for a particular IP or a domain and get a lot of intel out of it. We have sock puppet where you can create a fake account or a sock account to minimize your minimize your what to say just basically to maintain privacy or while accessing internet. There are different options. You can visit that. So that's it for now. Here's my number if anybody have some query, or also in the chat, Nikhil sir, please, if you'll be able to tell me if we have any queries. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So thank you very much for the input. Now we have a few questions in the chat. I'll just read it out for you. So this question from Nilanjan says, how to do OSINT on person with only a given first name, which also might be fake. For example, Tom with the name.
Pardon, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So he asked how to do OSINT on a person with only a given first name, which also might be fake. For example, Tom. The name, how will I narrow down on the data leak?
Okay. So the answer here is first you have to gather some back history or something like that for the particular person. So this happens when we try to explore a username on dark web. So on dark web, there are different forums where people that obviously they don't use their real names. They use a SOC name or a code name, let's say, for uploading any data breach or talking on dark web. So there also they are using such SOC profiles or SOC names. So the only option here lies is you must have something available, like not with just a SOC name or a person. Let's say somebody creates a SOC profile or a profile that is very new and no other footprint is available on the internet about that. So we can't do anything. So that is a very straight answer. If a particular person, or if let's say, let's say we talk about dark web. So on dark web, how we investigate is that if somebody or someone is basically talking about something, we monitor him regularly. So we try to engage him, we try to talk with him, we try to maintain build synergy with the particular person to gather more IOCs or more pointers. So the number one step is, if you don't have much options, or if you don't have much data about your target, so you must need more data, right? So for that you always need to gather more data sets. So you have to find more things, only then you can locate. If a particular person is not publicly exposed, or it is very privacy concerned person, the straight answer is that you won't be able to find much about him.
Then next question we have. There's one more question. Yes, the question is from Faizan, and he's asking. So sometimes we encounter the same name being used, but in different languages. Is there a way we can search for the name in different languages?
Yes, there are many different ways. Pardon, what he said, sometimes we discover scenery, photos.
Sometimes we encounter the name being used, uh, but in different languages. Is there any way that we can search for the same name in different languages?
Yeah, that is very easy. Like use Google Translator, use Yandex image to text translate. Just whatever name you have, if that is in different language, what you can do is you can do two things. If you are doing Google Doc, what you can do is you can filter that same name. Let's say the name is in Urdu. So this happens a lot when we investigate on targets on Pakistan. So let's say if the particular person, his name is in Urdu. So you can put a similar doc query. Let's say put double quotes and place that Urdu name inside it. Also a really great tip to, if you are searching anything abroad or anything if you're searching on any pointer that is not in India, what you can do is you can connect to that particular country's VPN server. Let's say I'm searching for somebody who is in Pakistan. What I can do is I can connect to a VPN server of Pakistan, Lahore. What will happen is it will also give me refined results, right? If a particular person who is sitting in Pakistan and doing the same doc query that I'm doing, he may not get the exact result that I'm getting, right? I'm sitting here in India. So many of the times what you can do is you can directly go ahead and connect to that particular country's server or use that particular proxy, and then you can search for the particular target.
Okay. And any tips basically for doing like searching on any type of video footages if we get over the web, or any type of video lead basically if we get.
Video link. Yeah. So talking about video investigation on videos, I must say what you can do is you can first of all obviously get the frames out of the video and then analyze on every single sensitive factors. So let's say in video also, like there isn't any specific tool from where you can just enter the video, or from where you can just let's say and like paste the video and find data out of it. But if you will search step by step on the frames of the different of the video, the different frames, so it may also really help you to refine your results. And everything is manual, so everything starts slow. Everything you must have a proper mindset and strategies. So that is the whole answer for that.
So somewhere anything like a closure statement you want to give, and as an expert to this audience uh, from you.
Like, I would like to say, like, number one thing, that don't depend on tools. Number second, just if you are in India at least, and if you want to pursue in this field, try to expand your skill set. Just only by knowing OSINT, you cannot get a stable job, let's say. So if you want to do well, or if you want to practice, you can do CTFs, many of the OSINT CTFs on Hactoria, also many of the CTFs on Twitter. But if you want to just widen your skill set, that just go ahead and do threat intel research, go into domains like threat hunting, threat intelligence research, dark web investigations. Have a great hand on dark web tools like Multigo, Dark Tracer, and Dark Owl, Cipher Trace. Some of these tools, if you can somehow able to get the trial version, because these are very expensive tools. So even Multigo's license for 1 year is around 80 to 90,000. I not even 1 year, I guess 1 month. So I must say, if you want to pursue a career in this field, I think you should get hands-on various different platforms and just variety of skill set. So that's all.
There is just one more question we'll take, and we'll stop here. I've also posted a feedback form into the YouTube link, so YouTube live chat. So please, guys, fill the feedback form. We require your feedback to improve our sessions, and same we can share with the experts. Also, Anurag is asking a question. Threat intelligence and OSINTs are different field, or like what is the difference between it, and
Yes.
are the same?
Yeah. So OSINT is a skill set. You can consider it as a primary skill set or a secondary too. It may.
Like your voice is bit low.
Just a second. Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yeah, now it's very clear.
Okay. So OSINT is a skill set. OSINT you can consider it as a primary skill set or a secondary one. The point in threat intelligence are very vast domain. In threat intelligence, you are simply gathering intelligence about different threats, different APT groups, different TTPs, and just making a report out of it. And your total attack surface is on a global level. Let's say you're investigating something on dark web, then you will try to monitor a forum and then investigate about a particular APT group that is operating on that. So you are using OSINT only, but OSINT is in open sources, right? Or in the OSINT is in surface web. What we are doing is we are trying to link different platforms and then using OSINT. So just get your hands on different fields. Like first, I would suggest to start with SOC, basic SOC, and after that go to dark web investigations, data breach monitoring, and such things. So that is threat intelligence overall.
I hope Anurag he has answered your question in detail. So thank you very much, Soumya, for your wonderful time. And I hope audience has enjoyed this a lot, have learned a lot. I myself have learned
Thanks a lot.
a lot new things, and thank you very much, basically,
Thanks a lot for
for
inviting me, sir.
accepting our invite and coming
Pleasure's
here.
mine.
Yes, yes. So Cybersecure India will be again like basically giving a lot of expert talks every week. We are going to do that. Tomorrow, just for the information of the audience, is the commencement ceremony of the November batch. You can just attend the same on the same link, that is youtube.com/Nikhil Mahadeshwar/live tomorrow 9:30 a.m. IST Indian time, and we are declaring the results of the current batch. So thank you very much again, Soumi, for joining us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Please fill the feedback form everyone before leaving this session. All right. Thank you, sir.